My name is Deborah Buzzard, and I am the interim Vice Chancellor and President of the University of British Columbia. It is a great pleasure to be with you all here today. Let me begin by expressing my gratitude to the Syilx Okanagan people on whose traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory we are gathered. Please join me in reflecting on the importance of understanding the histories that brought us to this land and to seek to understand our place within that history. At this time, I invite Amber Cardenas and Whitney Cardenas, members of the Okanagan Nation, to sing the Okanagan song.
Wai hasgelhalt yayat ipisnaxeluch islakalacht isqueezed Amber Cardenas, Kentilsin Pinkton, Kikha Whitney Cardenas, Kentilsin or Kuchtolsin Pinkton, Tali Kinlimpt Apanas Gelhalt, Tali Puchpacht Yayat. Hello, good day everyone. My name is Amber Cardenas. This is my older sister Whitney Cardenas, and we are both born and raised in a place called St. Pinkton, but commonly it's known today as Penticton. The song we're singing is in our language, and what the song says and it translates to is Athli. Athli is because, or the reason being. Athli kuswibi numta, we are beautiful. Athli kusukanach kain, because we are Okanagan. And Athlia chai tumhulau, because this land, our land here, is beautiful. And the reference of beauty in this song doesn't refer to outer physical appearance of beauty. It refers to the relationship and the connection that we have to the land. And as students, or those who live now call this place home, we do have, and are fortunate to call this place home, and it is so beautiful. And so as Gaelic people, or Syilx people, we believe we carry that beauty within us. So that's a little bit about this song and what it means. So Wai'ihi, congratulations to the graduates and your families, and continue to learn from here on out. It's a journey, not a destination. Wai'ihi.
Thank you, Whitney and Amber. We pause now for a moment to give thanks, spiritual and temporal, on this important occasion. We acknowledge and pay tribute to those who are unable to join us today, remembering especially those who have made an impact on our lives and community, and appreciating those who've contributed to supporting our graduates. We pause to appreciate the blessings we share and to acknowledge these proud students, their achievements, their families and friends. And now we invite you to remain standing as you are able while the band performs O Canada. The words are shown on the screen should you wish to sing along. Please be seated. Chancellor Point, honored guests, MLA for Vernon, Monashee, Harwinder Sandhu, members of the Board of Governors, the Senate, faculty, staff, alumni, and most especially you, our graduates, your family and friends, and everyone joining us here today at the Okanagan campus or on the webcast of the broadcast. Welcome to the University of British Columbia's graduation ceremony. It is truly an honor to be with you, our graduates, to celebrate today. This is a time of joy, a time of celebration, a time to come together as a community. Whether here in person or online, all of us, your professors, your family and friends, everyone gathered here is immensely proud of you, our graduates. Today is a tremendous achievement. It's the culmination of years of hard work, persistence, and your ability to take in and embrace information and new ideas. As I look out at you, this year's graduating class, I am struck by your collective power to be a force for good and positive change in the world. And yes, there is much work for you to do. Locally and globally, we see challenges and uncertainties, and at the same time, the emergence of exciting new opportunities and technologies that will change our world in ways we cannot begin to imagine. And this is where you come in. You are a very special class. You're joining a small group of the classes from 2020 to now who experienced a global pandemic really blowing up your experience of what you were expecting to do at university. And you not only coped, you thrived. And the evidence of that is that you are all sitting here today. Coping, indeed thriving, is what UBC and your experiences here have prepared you for. And I have every confidence that your education and experiences position you for the brightest of futures. So on behalf of the University of British Columbia, congratulations, tuam est. I wish you all every success. Well done, class of 2023. Now, every year, in addition to granting your degrees, at Convocation, we have the opportunity to bestow honorary degrees on individuals who, in the opinion of the university community, have fit the criteria of excellence and eminence in their chosen field. Lindsay Gordon is one of those individuals, and I invite him now to step forward to receive his honorary degree. Mr. Chancellor, throughout British Columbia, the name Lindsay Gordon is one that is synonymous with leadership in business, community service, and academia. As former President and Chief Executive Officer of HSBC Bank Canada for almost 10 years, he provided expertise to countless professional and business organizations. Fortunately, he also focused extraordinary energy upon UBC, from which he had graduated with a Bachelor's of Arts and an MBA. Most notably, he served as UBC's Chancellor from 2014 to 2020. However, his role carried more than ceremonial significance. In particular, he made a lasting impact on the lives of students by serving as co-chair of the Start and Evolution campaign, which raised more than $1.6 billion and engaged more than 130,000 alumni. That was a remarkable feat. To UBC's good fortune, he has recently returned to action as a member of the campaign circle for Forward, the campaign for UBC, which will raise $3 billion and activate the power of our global alumni by doubling alumni engagement. It should be noted that his advocacy for increased student support inspired the recently concluded Blue and Gold campaign for student, which exceeded its goal of raising $200 million. And throughout his association with UBC, he has been a dedicated champion for the Okanagan campus and its transformational growth. And a personal thank you for that. Long known for having a keen interest in supporting Indigenous people and their culture, he played an influential role in UBC's Indigenous Strategic Plan and provided foundational support for the Centre of Excellence in Indigenous Health. Along with his wife, Liz, he established Centennial Indigenous Scholars Awards at UBC. Highlighting his service to the community at large, he co-founded the Foundation for Children with Intestinal and Liver Disorders. Since its inception, the foundation has raised more than $27 million for research, built a first-of-its-kind lab, and established an endowed chair at UBC and BC's Children's Hospital. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of his extraordinary and wide-ranging contributions to this university, to its students, to the broader community, and to the province, I ask you to confer the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa upon James Lindsay Gordon.
By authority of the Senate of this university, I confer upon you, James Lindsay Gordon, the title and degree, Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Congratulations.
It now gives me great pleasure to ask Dr. Gordon to say a few words. Dr. Gordon.
Chancellor Point, Vice Chancellor Buzzard, Deputy Vice Chancellor Cormack. Congratulations to all of you, management and education graduating students. You survived COVID, some late night studying, perhaps a few parties, but you finally made it. So well done, and it's time to celebrate. I'm incredibly honored to be receiving this honorary degree. UBC has been a big part of my life. It's almost, actually it's more than 50 years ago that I met my beautiful wife, Liz, at UBC, and more recently in life, as Deborah mentioned, I served as the immediate past chancellor of UBC. And that was, particularly coming from the business community, that was an incredibly rewarding and enriching experience. It really exposed me to a lot of different points of view, and I met a lot of people that I might not have otherwise had the chance to do. And a very good example of that for me was at the beginning of my term as Chancellor. I had the privilege of meeting and listening to Murray Sinclair, who at the time was the chair of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And it's really thanks to him, and I credit him with opening my eyes and Liz's eyes to the challenges and inequities facing Indigenous Canadians. So all to say, it was a transformational experience, and from my days as an undergraduate through to today, UBC has really changed my life, and I owe an enormous debt of gratitude to the university. Now, as for words of advice to you as new graduates, what words of wisdom as a banker can I provide you? You know, banking is not exactly a profession that's held in particularly high regard. It was Mark Twain who famously said, a banker is somebody who'll give you an umbrella when the sun is shining and ask for it back as soon as it starts to rain. So despite my hesitation in providing any words of advice, I will make a couple of very brief comments, brief messages. The first is about the importance of being flexible and being adaptable. The second is about learning from your mistakes, your failures. Now, as for flexibility, of course, pursue your passion, but be open to new opportunities as you move through life. Throughout my career, I've been asked occasionally to take on roles that weren't always my first choice, and to live in places that weren't always my family's first choice. But I honestly believe that my good fortune was in part due to being flexible to these different roles, to these opportunities, try to put myself in a position to take advantage of the opportunities when they arose. And you know, often when one door closes, another will open. My second message is to learn from failure. And as you go through life, you will experience disappointment, you will make mistakes. But the only real failure is the failure to try. And certainly one of the important, messages from learning through this is that it will open your eyes to new possibilities. Now, as you think about your years here at UBC, I'm sure you have had some moments of disappointment. I know I certainly did when I was in your situation a long time ago. You know, a lot of people think I've lived a pretty charmed life, and I've certainly been very fortunate, and I'm extremely grateful for that. But I've also had to deal with failure in my career and some challenges in my life. And in almost every situation, ultimately, It's been a learning experience. It may not seem like it at the time. In fact, at the time, it's often extremely difficult. But typically, and it's certainly been the case for me, when I've looked back on it with hindsight, they've been a real learning opportunity. Now, you're all a lot younger than me, so you've probably made a lot fewer mistakes than I have. And you only have to speak to my wife, Liz. She'll give you a long list of my mistakes. But I think we learn from our mistakes, and hopefully it makes us more open-minded and flexible about the future. So remember, be adaptable and learn from your mistakes. And with that, I'd like to, if I may, just once again, congratulate all of you on reaching this milestone of life, your graduation. Well done. So thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Dr. Gordon, for those inspirational words. I only wish that I'd had fewer mistakes to learn from, but I think we all have a number that we hope we've got past. My name is Leslie Cormack, and I'm the principal of UBC's Okanagan campus and the Deputy Vice Chancellor for the UBC system. First off, congratulations. You have done it. Today is a big day. This is important. You can feel it. I've attended many graduation ceremonies in my academic career as a graduating student, as a professor, as a supervisor, as an academic leader, and arguably the most memorable of all, as a parent of a graduating student. You might think it would get old, that the ritual starts to seem overdone, but that has not been my experience. And this is because this ritual is important. This ritual ties every one of you to the millennia of scholars who have gone before you. This is the moment that you all become part of that great body of scholars who have existed for 1,000 years and who have changed the world that we know and have lived in. And you will now become the scholars who will change the world for good. Standing up here and looking out at all of you, I can feel the excitement, the joy, the relief. I can see your professors, your parents and friends and loved ones sharing this moment with you, maybe especially the relief. And I know that for many of you, there are loved ones all over the world who are thinking of you at this moment. Today is the accumulation of years of assignments, exams, late nights, and occasional light bulb moments of inspiration. It takes resilience, dedication, and perseverance to reach this moment. And this has never been truer than for you, our students who, on top of the regular stresses of being a student, have juggled the sudden switch to online in 2020, online degree with remote learning, back in person, hybrid learning. It's been a constant change over the whole time that you have been doing your degrees. You were presented with challenges that we couldn't even have imagined 5 years ago. And I know it has not been easy. And yet, here you are. You did it. You are here. All the challenges that you have faced now can melt away in this moment of celebration. You should be beyond proud of yourselves. We are all proud of you. Today is a day of possibility. You've spent the last years preparing yourselves not for this moment, but for what comes after, for the career and life that comes after. And so this is the turning point from the university that has helped you get there to that open door of where you go next. Your time at UBC has equipped you to excel in your future career and to be the engaged, committed, global citizens we all need in this constantly changing world. When you think of all the students here in the room who will go out into the world and bring with them positive change, it is awe-inspiring. And frankly, it's the reason that UBC exists as an institution, to equip and empower those who have the drive to change the world. You have now officially joined the ranks of UBC alumni. You are admitted into this great congregation of scholars in demonstration of all that you have learned and achieved. Congratulations. But know, as you go out into the world, that with this comes responsibility. You are responsible to think rationally, to look for evidence, to find creative and innovative solutions, and right injustices. Never forget that. When you leave here today, please know that UBC is here to support you as you join the ranks of UBC's distinguished alumni. This illustrious network includes prime ministers, entrepreneurs, astronauts, artists, world changers, and now each of you. I encourage you to keep in touch throughout your career and know that we look forward to welcoming you back. Graduation from university is a remarkable achievement, and I want to offer really my special congratulations to this graduating class for enduring and indeed thriving in a challenging environment. As you revel in this moment of well-earned celebration, remember that our future is in your hands. Looking out at all of you, I have very high hopes for that future. So on behalf of the University of British Columbia and the entire Okanagan campus, congratulations, class of 2023. I'm pleased at this time to call upon Isabella Richard, member of the graduating class, to make remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Cormack. Good morning, Mr. Chancellor, Madam President, Dr. Gordon, distinguished guests, and fellow graduates. I feel privileged to speak on behalf of the class of 2023. When I first received the invite, I was so giddy with excitement, but once that feeling subsided, I started panicking. How am I going to speak in front of so many people? My parents smiled so proud. Believe you can, and you will. So I began thinking about my entire academic journey, and I knew the words I would say. We graduates have earned these seats, this cap and gown, this remarkable achievement, not only because we worked hard, but also because of the encouragement we received. For me, as for many of you, family has been an integral force. I've continually heard my parents ask, "How do you want to live your life?" And the answer was always education. They were like a recording that, over time, this button in my head would automatically start when I needed a pep talk, and I'd hear inspirational sayings. Dad, with his finger pointed to the sky, "If you're gonna do something, be your best," or "Don't think of yourself as average," or "Dream big, shoot for the stars." On my first day of kindergarten, as Dad styled my ponytail, he lost track of time. We were late for that first day of kindergarten, but Dad assured me that striving for excellence is not an act, it's a habit. We were never late again. An academic journey is never solo. Our professors, my advisors, Amber and Kyle, they shared their expertise. They challenged us to be the best we can be. As we now face decisions, challenges, we need to be innovative and fearless. Will we eagerly forge ahead and embrace the choice Robert Frost suggests, that is less traveled and maybe make all the difference? Growing up, I would hear, "Don't let anxiety or fear influence you to choose less." My mom emphasized individuality. Don't let others define you. You define yourself. Make sure you have a voice and surround yourself with people who really see you. Once my parents discovered Google, I was hearing a lot of inspirational quotes, but I thank them for always pushing me forward. All of those who supported us on this academic journey, our professors, advisors, relatives, and friends, you encouraged us to reach our potential. Recently, I was teaching a poem by Tennyson, and it made me think of us graduates. popular poet of his time, he embraced the new Romantic movement that encouraged imagination, not just reason, and individualism rather than conformity. As graduates, we are part of a movement of rapidly advancing technology, and I think, what excitement! Let us make discoveries, save lives, create masterpieces. Let us be leaders, doers, and problem solvers of the futures. Let us be respectful and kind. We graduates need to believe in our dreams and go after them. So let's dream big. Let each of us leave our mark in the world. And now, on behalf of Alumni UBC, I am honored to welcome you into the alumni family. We now belong to a community of change makers and leaders that is almost 400,000 strong. Graduates like us who are looking to make a positive difference in this world. After our ceremony, go visit the alumni tent and see what it means to be a new member of the alumni family. Today marks the beginning of our new and exciting journey, and of course, to quote Taylor Swift, life isn't how to survive the storm, it's about how to dance in the rain. So listen to music and dance. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Isabella. Your suggestion to dance in the rain may come true sooner than we think. I would now like to call on Dr. Rehan Sadiq, the Provost and Vice President Academic, to introduce the Killam Teaching Prize.
The Killam Teaching Prize is made possible from generous endowment provided by Dorothy and Isaac Walton Killam. Recipients of this award are chosen from faculty who have been nominated by their colleagues, students, and alumni in recognition of excellent teaching. The 2023 Killam Teaching Prize for the Okanagan campus goes to Dr. Peter Arthur, Professor of Teaching in the Okanagan School of Education. I invite Dr. Arthur to come forward. I will read a short citation and present a certificate recognizing his accomplishment. A longtime scholar of learning, Dr. Arthur has been part of this campus community since before it was known as UBC Okanagan. Serving as the founding director of the Center for Teaching and Learning, he played a pivotal role in shaping education and the culture of teaching excellence at UBC Okanagan. Dr. Arthur's research in metacognition and self-regulated learning has provided important insights into how students learn, which in turn has made significant impacts in the teaching community across UBC and around the world. Dr. Arthur's passion for building strong connections and caring communities serves as his foundation for creating and sharing knowledge. He believes in learner-centered teaching that empowers students to the knowledge creators, and he strives to guide and support students to share their knowledge with the world and each other. He describes teaching as not only a job, but a part of who he is. Dr. Arthur aims to create transformative learning environments that provoke learners to rethink their world. Congratulations, Dr. Arthur.
Congratulations, Peter. Wonderful. The President's Service Award for Excellence is one of the highest honors a UBC staff member can receive. This award recognizes excellence in personal achievements and outstanding contributions to the University of British Columbia. At this ceremony, we will present this award to Shannon Dunn, and I would ask her to please come forward. Shannon Dunn is the Director of Business Operations here at UBC Okanagan. Through her leadership in student housing, food services, and a variety of operations, Shannon takes a caring and ambitious approach to enhance our living and learning communities. Sharon's leadership in the recent development of Nechako and Skeena residences not only expanded housing capacity from 320 to 2,100 residents, but also led in sustainable and innovative practices. For example, Skeena is the first Passive House certified student housing development in British Columbia. To better serve students' diverse needs, Shannon has transformed food services at the Okanagan campus by bringing operations in-house, a truly extraordinary endeavor for any organization. Thank you for that. She works with the Residence Life team to create a welcoming community for new students. For example, during move-in weekend, the team connects with over 1,000 parents and families to help them feel confident and comfortable, thus increasing the students' sense of well-being and belonging. Shannon also volunteers extensively in her professional network and community. And at UBC, she has served on the Board of Governors, the Student-Led Non-Academic Misconduct Committee, and in many other roles. It is my pleasure to present Shannon Dunn with the President's Service Award for Excellence.
Will the candidates for the degrees please rise as they are able? Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting the candidates for degrees who have successfully completed their studies and fulfilled the conditions that the university has set for them. The Okanagan Senate of this university recommends them to you for the degrees that will be announced by the representative of the faculties. As each degree is officially conferred, the dean or representative of the faculty, and in the case of graduate students, the dean of the College of Graduate Studies, will congratulate the student. As each student passes the university mace, the symbol of authority of the chancellor who confers their degree, Barb Huva and Colin Pritchard, members of Alumni UBC, will present each student with an alumni handbook. The candidates will please be seated. Okay, this is the part you've all been waiting for. We're about to get to the most important part of this, where we're going to start conferring some degrees. But before we do, I want to share some instructions. So graduates, you need to follow the instructions of the marshals to leave your seats and line up to graduate. You'll have 3 opportunities to get your photo taken. 1 on the floor before you walk up the ramp to the stage. 1 when you come on the stage and are standing over here to my right as your name is being read out, and another photo when you cross to meet the president. You'll notice we've placed footprints on the stage for the photo opportunities to indicate where you should stand. So make sure your feet match up with the footprints. You also please bring with you the folder that you were given. But I have a very important tip for this. On the front of the folder, there is a coat of arms. Make sure you're holding it the right way up. That you will be very sad in future years if you look at pictures of yourself and the coat of arms is upside down. It's just bad. For those of you who are graduating with your PhD today and wish to be hooded on stage, please hand your hood to the president, then face the audience, remove your hat, and if you're tall, you might want to bend your knees a little to make it easier. Okay, that all made sense? Everybody ready? Let's get started.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Doctor in Philosophy, Meredith Rusk. Dr. Rusk studied how immersing within local Indigenous knowledge systems can build teachers' consciousness of racism, privilege, and power, and validate these knowledges in mainstream education. This research demonstrated the need for educators to break down biases and put effort into learning about Indigenous knowledge, perspectives, and pedagogies. Dr. Rusk.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree Master of Arts, Ho Chung Law. Julie Partridge. Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree Master of Education. Renee Graham. Kyla Henry. Allison Jemayev. Megan Kosh. Carrie Lalonde. Sarah Mansouri Benny. Tara Christie Malia. Mary Louise Needbala. Katie Jake Roland Oakes. Kimberly Sandberg. Timmery Wallace. Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Education. Nellie Kim Saya Asiho. Alexis Helen Alshorn. Kevin Anderson. Brennan A. Adamanchuk. Grayson Ball. Megan Rose Bernard. Julie Bertels. Luke Bertolucci. Sarah Hazel Phyllis Brown. Marcus Adam Busick. Chloe Sky Burak Baxter. Hannah Calso. Claudia Corneal. Kendall Cunningham. Kelsey Marie Lily Edgelow. Jillian Jade Enos. Lauren Evans. Deidre Forrest. Kendall Foster. Jacob Hamilton. Jessica Hemrick. Bailey Hopwo. Gemma Howard. Elise Johnston. Jennifer Kemper. Tatiana Kunvaseth. Amanda King. Alyssa Kojazal. Cassidy M. Kupka. Jamie Kwiatkowski. Noelle Lavalle. Mia Leckie. Jessica Lewis. Katrina Martell. Emily McCormick. Emma Middleton. Kristen Nault. Sydney Mary Elizabeth Nesbitt. Kim Neville Rutherford. Carol Ann Normando. Emily Nottingham. Maya Peterson. Winona Amber Sky Phillips. Taylor Lynn Pilon. Michaela Podmoro. Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the University of British Columbia Medal in Bachelor of Education, the head of the graduating class, Isabella Alina Richard. Julia Pokropmochko. Nicole Richardson. Riley Robinson. Marie Runciman. Joshua Troy Russell. Laura Schellenberg. Samantha Rebecca Skinner. Serena Lee Slonowski. Dominique Rafaela Smith. Leah Catherine Taylor. Evan Telford. Danielle Tompkins. Angelina Veltri. Blair Caitlin Vischer. Casey Weems. Amy Sarah Williams. Stephen Wilson. Anastasia Ziras. Jade Zitko. Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Management. Michaela Elizabeth Ablett. Adibola Ibrahim Adigbola. Noah Timothy Andrew. Duvidu Arsakula Surya. Jennifer Bailey. Samuel David Baird. Hardika Balasubramaniam. Manuel Beria. Roman Batista Adler. Kusha Bandara. Colton Bilodeau. Thomas Tofta Botker. Taylor Mackenzie Brett. Bayasganlan Bayamba Suran. Tyler Chan. Dumas Norodam Chiang. Chia-Ta Chung. Anton Sismuk. Kojo Nyameche Clark. Daniel Sebastian Coward. Aiden J. Kundal. Calvin D'Souza. Ana Clara de Andrada. Laszlo De Corsi. Renelle D'Souza. Madison Lauren Delcourt. Jacob DeWolf. Noor Tarek Eid. Wilfredo Matthew Lontock and Verga. Luke Crawford Evans. Vanessa Ferrero. Phelan Marie Fitzpatrick. Bilgan Ganbatar. Owen Gardner. Meli Payama Gozlev Eli. Christopher Hamilton. Matthew Hansen. Hassan Homani. Yi Min Hu. Xiao In Huang. Rigel Dylan Hunley. Brandon Matthias Heiss. Jillian Nicole Ingalls. Jordan Thomas Jayachandran. Yinghan Jiang. Ishan Kajarea. Kushi Kosla. Ashley Kimler. Summer Ladrone de Guevara. Shay Lambert. Josie Ka Wei Leung. Han Xian Li. Megan Lindner. Jocelyn Ching Lam Ma. Malcolm McLeod. Keaton Singh Man. Donovan Matthews. Holly McGarvey. Christopher McIntosh. Tapasya Sajiv Mainon. Adam George Monick. Husheng Mogadam. Anusha Muna. James Goodwin Morin. Naomi Moses. Eric Hayden Mosher. Jack Watson Sumoru. Tony Ingo. Jackson Toshi Abst. Tierra Lucia Porter. Bondo Baby. Moana Rumbe. Alexander Cole Richcomb. Sophia Rivadeneira. Paria Rostamian. Kainone Runon. Claire Sack. Noah Saini. Rohin Sandhu. Ashrani Nursasarani Satro Subrotu. Evan Scott. Christian Scott Sharing Doherty. Jumi Shim. Harjot Singh Sidhu. Joravar Singh. Dominique Sobush. Noor Hassam Solomon. Carson James Steele. Oiza Sule. Ria Suvarna. Riley Faisner. Anastasia Tang. Wakey Tang. Brianna Tassoni. Kismet Thind. Stephen Alex Toe. Kyle Branton Tremblay. Wan Sin Sai. Hoc Hin Vong. Dexter J. Wetton. Max Whalen. Braden Wick. Sean Wickman. Natasha Theodora Wijaya. Natalie Renee Jean Wilton. Ace Wu. Hao Wu. Doris Xiao. Stephen Zhu. Marcus Poyen Yao. Sanya Yadav. Jiasi Yang. Ajmain Ilham Taib. Eloise Yu. Xiaolin Jiang. Kier Zhang. Kai Zhou. Brianne Chui. David Lee. Laura Latef. Gabriel Tan. Dylan James Richard Braun. Chung Ai Chan. Min Hoang Dang. Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the University of British Columbia Medal in Bachelor of Management, head of the graduating class, Aurora Valera Gardner. Bethany Han. Pai Yuan Xu. Ziyi Jin. Sharyar Khan. Rishabh Paul. Flavia Pinto. Kelton Richardson. Zihan Wang. Cheng Yu Yu. Tian Hang Zhang. Cheng Zhou. Claire Adendorf. Shayla Elias. Darren Fahum. Jamie Dorothy Farrell. William Xavier Hine. Sophia Rapuva. Rochelle Abraham Kurian. Ashley Grace Larkin. Jacob Patrick McDonald. Christian Michael Martins. Hannah Noor. Caden Philippoff. Jen Chin. Nadia Riche. Harrison Sanga Myers. Cassidy Autumn Shaw. Xiaoru Shen. Kennedy Van Uenen. Tanner Wisnowski. Elena Yeh. Yuan Chi Zhang.
My name is Stephen Point. My traditional Stolo name is Hualikolto. It means Speaker of the House, and I'm honored to be the Chancellor of the University of British Columbia. It gives me great pleasure to be celebrating with you today and presiding over this ceremony. Will all of the graduates please rise as you are able? For those graduates who just crossed the stage today, and for all those who are unable to attend today's ceremony, with respect to the appropriate degrees as shown on the program, I, as your Chancellor, hereby admit you to the Convocation of the University of British Columbia, Congratulations to each and every one of you. Please have a seat. As Chancellor, it has been my great honor and privilege to join you today and to have admitted you to the convocation of this university. All of you have invested a great deal of determination, focus, and hard work to obtain your degrees. You had some support, however, along the way from your family, your friends, and peers. Many of them are in this hall today to celebrate with you. Some have joined online to watch. So I think this would be the perfect time to turn around and to show them your appreciation. Let's give them a huge round of applause. And let's not forget your teachers, the faculty members on stage today. Can we thank them as well? It is also my honor and privilege to welcome you as the newest members of Alumni UBC. You are now part of a global network of more than 385,000 UBC graduates who live and work in 140 countries around the world. Your life's journey has brought you this far, and I'm sure you have a great distance yet to travel. I wish to congratulate you for your amazing achievement and also to acknowledge your hard work and sacrifices made during your time here at UBC. And thank you for choosing our university for your studies. I want to just pause for a moment to talk about beauty. When I came up to the Okanagan, this is definitely a beautiful place in our great country. The mountains, the sky, the waters. I paused for a moment yesterday to take a picture of a robin who stood there while I took his picture. And I must say that Okanagan UBC has some of the most beautiful graduates I've ever seen. Beauty, however, is ephemeral. It will fade over time. The Tibetans have a wonderful ceremony where they make sand paintings, as do the Navajo. I sat in an overnight ceremony in Window Rock, Arizona, where the medicine man there, using colored sand, created beautiful designs. And we sat there till the morning praying, singing songs. And in the morning, he took his hand and wiped the beautiful design away to remind us that beauty is brief. It will too fade in time. But there is this beauty that each and every one of you have. It's a light that glows from your heart. It's an inner beauty that you're born with. Some of you, however, have allowed others to diminish the brightness of your light. Someone has told you something that's not true. Someone's hurt your feelings. Some of you have heard bad names called to you. That diminishes our inner light. I'm here to remind you as you move forward from this great hall to let your shining light be seen by everyone. We increase our inner beauty by giving to others, not just our money. That's important though. But giving and sharing our knowledge, giving and sharing good feelings and respect. Remember to be kind. Remember to be humble. In this way, your inner light will glow, and you'll grow to be old and beautiful. I met a Japanese gentleman this afternoon. He's 94, and he's beautiful. I wish to remind you that we each create our future by that which we think, say, and do, that we live in a circle, and we gain that which we give out. So don't forget to give back to someone who needs your help. For it's in this giving that we manifest true happiness for ourselves. Once again, class of 2023, congratulations.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank our Chancellor, Stephen Point, for presiding over today's ceremony, and also our President, Deborah Buzzard, for joining us for this important celebration. Let's give them a round of applause. Graduates and guests, this brings our ceremony to a close. Thank you for joining us today. Graduates, I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and that all of you will be able to join us following the ceremony. Your procession will take you first into the central courtyard to reconnect with guests and take photos. We invite you to stop in the Alumni UBC tent for light refreshments with your friends and family, and to activate your new Alumni UBC app as you begin your journey to becoming part of our global alumni family. Guests are kindly requested to remain in their places until the academic processions have left the building. But wait, there's one more thing. Before we begin the procession, we have one more big moment. Parents, families, friends, platform party, this is going to be a photo op, so get your cameras ready. This is the time-honored tradition known as the cap toss. You know you've all been waiting for this. This is your opportunity. So let's get this right. Okay. So the keys to a successful cap toss are synchronization and altitude. And maybe a little attitude. I'll leave the altitude and the attitude to you, but to ensure we're all in sync, I will lead you with a prompt. Okay? So, will the graduates please rise as you're able to prepare for the toss. Please remove your caps, but hold them in your hands. Do not toss them yet. Got to get this right. In a moment, I'm going to wish you one final congratulations on behalf of the University of British Columbia. When I say the word Columbia, that's your cue to toss your caps high in the air. And parents, friends, family, and everyone, it's your cue to start snapping photos. Okay, everyone ready? Here we go. Mr. Chancellor, President Buzzard, dignitaries, family, and friends, please join me in congratulating once again the 2023 graduates of the University of British Columbia.